I've I've been on the Inca Trail trip, which was in 2022. It was so much fun. So I'm a true next triber, but also I'm a true South Carolinian, born and raised here. I love South Carolina, and everybody in South Carolina loves Charleston. It's an amazing place. And Next Tribe, Jeannie with Next Tribe has put together the best trip, and we fine-tuned it. So I'm going to jump in and start sharing what it's all about. And then at the end, when you have questions, we can let them fly. And I can see you as I do this. So if you want to stop me, y'all just either yell or wave your hand up, because I can see you while I give. Because do y'all see you in mine, or are you just seeing the presentation? Anybody?
I can see other people's thumbnail pictures.
Okay. Does that
Yeah.
bother anybody? Should I minimize that? Does anybody care? I'll minimize it. That way you don't have to look at each other. All right. So here we go. Next tribe, we go to Charleston. And the great thing about Charleston, it is the #1 city in the US all the time. Everybody always votes it. Condé Nast Traveler, Southern Living, Travel and Leisure, and you're going to discover why. But it is one of the most historical Southern charm places to go. And I know I love it, and I know you'll love it. And of course, so many other people love it. So I already told you who I am. And that's a private island that we go to. We have the best time. And again, born and raised in South Carolina, but lived in Charleston several times in my life, but it never stuck because it takes quite a bit of money to live there. So anyway, great place. King's Courtyard Inn is where we stay. It's lovely. It's in downtown Charleston on King Street, which is where all the action is, shopping, coffee shops. We're just in the middle of it with lots of fun to be had. It's beautiful. It's well appointed. It is quintessential Charleston. And another great thing about it, Jeannie and I were sorority sisters with a woman who I'm going to show you next, who owns this collection of hotels along with some others. So she is very gracious. She also, whoops, I'm going to go back. She owns this along with another place we're going to visit, but we went to the University of South Carolina with her. So we hit the ground running on the first day. We take a historical walking tour, and we have these two sisters that we have as our tour guides, but we just have the one on the right. Her name's Theresa. She's amazing, so entertaining, gives you so much history. And she even introduces us to people as we're walking around. Hey, Fred, how are you? Hey, Susie, what's going on? She knows everybody. And then she's a wealth of information. And she tried to invite us into her home last year at the end of our tour, but she unfortunately had a funeral to go to. But it was hilarious when we were walking around. The funeral wasn't hilarious. What was hilarious was the woman whose husband had passed away goes by us while she's giving us a tour and introduces us to the woman who was getting ready for the funeral. That was later. But I've reached out to her. So she plans to have us come into her home after the tour because she loves the whole concept of Next Tribe. You know, we're these women aging boldly, joining a journey. So lots of fun. That's how we start our trip. And then the sorority sister I was talking about is Lynn Lassane. They own the Wentworth Mansion, which is very historical, dates back to way a long time ago. I can't ever retain that kind of information. She takes us all over, and at the top of the Wentworth, we go up on to the top, and we have a bird's eye view, and we have champagne, and she just introduces us to the history of the mansion, what all they've done to it. And it is only so many rooms, and we have to be quiet. And can you imagine 10 or 12 women, next tribers, trying to be quiet? She's always like, y'all be quiet because people are staying here. But it's hilarious because she gets into it. And then she actually goes to dinner with us. She did last year at Circa 1886 restaurant, which is one of her restaurants. It is one of the best. It is delicious. We are treated like gold. That's her in the middle. That's everybody who went last year. And we have just the most amazing several course dinner with amazing wine. And it's just the best of the best. It's just so good. And of course, she gives us some history about the restaurant, and she makes sure we're taken care of. So this is our first day. And then the next day, well, I will tell you this. I'm very open to, if anybody after dinner, if you're hyped up from traveling, we can keep going. I know a lot of rooftop bars. I know a lot of places. If we wanted dessert, more dessert, because we'll get dessert there. But if you wanted more, we can go have a coffee. We could go have one more drink. We can go do anything. If only 2 people are game, we go. If one person's game, or if the whole crowd's game. And if everybody's tired, that's fine too. But I do offer options at the end of the day if people want to keep going. So the next day, we're going to just hit King Street in the morning, and I'm going to take you to some places that we curated, and these companies, these stores invite us in, and they usually offer us a little bit of a deal. It's just, they're real unique to Charleston, because of course, you know, you can go shopping anywhere, but these 3 particular stores are very unique to the area and offer just a selection of items that you won't find anywhere else. So that's how we start the day. And then for the first time with Next Tribe, we are going to participate in the annual house and garden tour. This is amazing. You get to go in people's homes and in their gardens. And when you're walking around Charleston, I mean, that's one thing you just go, I wish I could go in the house. I wish I could look in their backyard. Well, this year we're doing it. We already secured the tickets for this event that is annual. It is by the garden clubs of Charleston. It's very well put together. You get to see so much. So we're going to spend a couple of hours going to these homes and to these gardens and getting that insider view, which super excited about. Tickets are hard to come by, so we secured them and we have them. All right, then we're going to probably take a little bit of a break. We're not hardcore making everybody just go, go, go. So for later in the day, we are going to go to a farm to table experience. We're going to go pick out our food, our vegetables, meet the chef. It's called the vegetable bin. We get to pick out what we're eating. And if you're a vegetarian, that's fine. And what meat you want and what you want in your dinner. And then the chef goes off and makes it. And we take a tour of a neighborhood near this particular area that's different than the historical tour. And then we'll sit down at the end of our tour. And after picking our food, we'll sit down at a restaurant where the chef will feed us what they prepared for us from the food we picked out. So that's how that day rolls. And that's going to be really fun and be a nice end to the day with this delicious, fresh food. So excited about that. Then the next day, we're going to tour Boone Hall Plantation and Gardens. It is one of the premier plantations in the U.S., if you will, because the way they do it, they really want you to know the history of the plantations. And yes, it's a subject that some people have a hard time with, but they actually provide information that helps educate everybody who comes through, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But they also have people who come from some of these families and the Geechees, which is the Gullah culture, and they give presentations, and you learn so much about their lives when they came to America, going through slavery, and then how they prospered after slavery. It is so fascinating. It's so entertaining. This is just one super plantation to visit and really get a better understanding of what was happening during the time. And also they plant strawberries, and they're delicious. That's me eating some hot strawberries. So I always go grab some and share them with everybody. So that's that particular morning. And then we go, Jeannie and I have a dear, dear friend that lives on Sullivan's Island, one of the barrier islands in the Charleston area. This is her home. She invites us into her home, and we have a very accomplished author come and make a presentation and provide her book and talk to us about being an author and about her journey and the books she writes. And so this is someone that I actually know who's created this whole little group of books that are very entertaining. And she's amazing. She's a lawyer. She's a writer. She's blended family. I think you'll find her extremely entertaining and interesting. So we have a private lunch at our friend Barbie. Her name is Barbie. Hey, Barbie. Yeah, she gives us a private lunch, and we meet the author and we just hang out. And it's so lovely because we all just get to talk and hang out and be together. So that's until early afternoon or mid-afternoon. And then we go on a boat ride and Sunset Beach Cookout. This is private. This is just us. This gentleman up in the corner, he is so entertaining. He teaches us all about the Intracoastal Waterway and about the the little rivers and creeks and the wildlife in it. And he takes us on this gorgeous ride to this private beach. And of course, we see the sunset. And then he feeds us a nice low country shrimp bowl, which everybody loves. And if you are a vegetarian, you just need to let me know because we all have options. But we hang out, we happy hour all the way there. A lot of people happy hour all the way back. And it's just beautiful and fun. And we have the whole place to ourselves. Unless somebody on another boat, you know, like if somebody was just out tooling around on a pontoon, but I've never ever seen anybody else out there. So you see dolphins and all kinds of things. And that's just a wonderful end to that day. And then we do head back to town. And again, no telling what happens when we get back to the hotel. A couple of years ago, everybody just had bottles of wine and we sat in the lobby of the hotel and laughed and cackled and cut up until like 1 o'clock in the morning. But that doesn't have to happen. But there's, you know, we can go out, we can stay in, we can stay there. If anybody's, you know, a live wire, we can still keep going after some of our events. If not, we can all go to bed and get ready for the next day. So the last day is the gospel brunch at Hall's Chop House. This is one of the top premier restaurants in Charleston, South Carolina. I can't say enough about it. We are treated like gold. You can see us at the table last year. They just wait on us hand and foot. You get to hear gospel music while we're eating. It is a lively experience with some of the best food you'll ever taste in your life. And super fun and a super great way to wrap up the trip. And so I'm going to open it up. I'm going to see all y'all's faces again. And y'all can unmute and start asking me any questions that you may have about this trip or traveling to this destination. And we just have so much, I mean, I've had so much fun every time I've done it. So I know if you decide to go with us, we're going to have even more fun this year. Any questions? Yes, Catherine.
Okay, well, you figured since I can't get the payment thing to work, you know, that I'm going to have all the questions. So logistically, since I don't know where we're all from, I'm from Houston, so we fly in from wherever we are from, and we have to get to this hotel that you mentioned, the
Yep.
King's Courtyard.
Yep.
By it's the website said 1 o'clock, so we all get there however we get there, but
Okay,
we get
now
there by 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and a lot of people come the day before. I mean, just because they don't want the hassle. And I did have somebody last year who flew in, and I pinged her to tell her where we were in the historical walk because it starts at 1:30. And I pinged her and she found us. She was running down the road and caught up with us on our tour. So that's not the best case scenario, but yes, everybody flies into Charleston. You can Uber, you can do whatever you need to do to get to the King's Courtyard Inn. We meet in the lobby. Hopefully people are there a little bit before 1:30, but I think we start walking to meet Theresa at 1:30, and I'll double check, and if you go, I'll give you all that. But I mean, I might suggest you come a day early, but if that doesn't work for you, I totally understand. And then just try to be there as close to 1:30 as you can.
Okay. And so then you get to the hotel, and is there something there that says, you know, if you're a next trip person, you need to make yourself known somehow, or is there like a separate check-in?
I'm being in communication and marketing my whole life. Oh, honey, you get texts from me. I create a group text, and I do a welcome to the hotel, and I'm there when you get there. So yes, I mean, I will make sure you know who I am, where I am, and everybody knows where to be and what to do. And yes, I will greet everybody when they arrive.
Okay. Okay. Yep. That's great. Okay.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
I can.
And it says Margaret, but I go by Peggy. That's my legal name. So I hadn't signed up on the trip already because I'm going to Asheville, and I'm still considering it because it's such a long distance to go from Austin, a lot of time for just a short weekend. So you mentioned somebody coming in the day earlier. Do you know if they're honoring a certain rate at that hotel if you stay longer or come in earlier, or do you have other recommendations? I would want to make a longer trip out of this if I came.
Totally understand. And it is Charleston, South Carolina, and I would highly recommend it that you do that. for sure. And yes, we can put you in touch with the hotel for sure. And you can say you're with Next Tribe, and Marcy's in here, and Marcy, you
Yeah.
can speak to that.
I can help you out, Peggy. I can find
Thanks.
out if you can get, you have my email, so send me
Yeah.
an email and tell me how many extra days, and I'll see what I can do and let you know.
And
That
that
goes for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if I find something else, I don't want to transfer from one hotel to another, but I don't know the rates
Yeah.
or how busy they are. And I'm looking
Right.
at the Austin spring break schedule and how you get out of here easily, but I can talk to Christine about that after.
Well, and I will
Alright.
share this. This is the King's Courtyard Inn, and the Fulton Inn is next door. They own both. So
Okay.
Marcy, you may want to make a note, because I went, what? Did I just do that?
Uh,
Did y'all just see the balloons?
no, but I
I
wasn't
just
looking.
had balloons go in front of my thing on my screen. I don't even know what that was about. It's happy. It's party time already. So the Fulton Inn is next door, and actually I went early last year and stayed there, and then just moved next door because they were busy. But maybe if you think you're going and you want to join us, maybe starting this early, and it's very reasonable, super reasonable, and you
Okay.
get breakfast too.
At the King's Courtyard as well as the Fulton Inn.
Both of them. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. Just
Do you
send
mind
me
if
an
I ask
email.
one more question?
No, ask away. It's just us. So yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over anybody. So just to be clear, other than the airfare, the cost of the trip, everything that you mentioned is covered in the cost of the trip other than airfare, which is extra.
Right. And you're getting from the airport to the
Yeah,
hotel.
yeah.
I drive everybody around. I get us to A, B, C, and D. Yes, everything else is included.
Except
the meals-
alcohol,
and the
not
meals-
alcohol,
Yeah, not alcohol. Well, you know,
or
some-
tips, or tips.
some alcohol. So for like when we do the boat, Jeannie, I do provide it for the boat.
Oh, yeah,
um,
but I'm talking about alcohol at the hotels and tips.
Yes, we don't, like when we're at the restaurant. So, okay, yes, we don't like, okay. All right, that might have changed since last year, but we can get confirmation on that. So yes, you're covered for everything. Like I said, it's just getting to the hotel and back, and then whatever the list says in the trip, you know, the meals that are covered like I described and things like that. So yeah. Any more questions? Anybody? I'd love for you to come. It's so fun. And if you can't come this year, maybe you can come next year. That would be great. And then of course there's other trips. Like Asheville's gonna be great.
I can attest, we were in Charleston a couple of years ago, and did exactly the Two Sisters tour and had exactly Therese. And you and I talked about this, Ellesor.
Mhm.
She is fabulous. She was like the highlight of the whole trip. She was awesome. She was worth the whole 5 of us schlepping out there for the whole thing. I mean, she was amazing. And Charleston is fabulous. And I loved it so much. That's why I'm even thinking about going back after just 2 years. You know, I thought it was so wonderful. I'd go back as many times as you wanted me to go back. I mean, I thought it was fabulous.
Oh,
And we did the like Google tour, like we did the like normal tour. Forget all this fabulous stuff that you're talking about. I mean, but we did do that Two Sisters tour, and it was as wonderful as you're saying.
oh, good. And
I can
y'all,
attest to it.
we do have some downtime. Like we're not, like I'm not yelling at you. Well, I am yelling at you to meet at the right time, or texting you. I'm not yelling. So there is free time. I mean, we're not constantly go, 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 but we keep you moving with interesting activities you've seen. And then everybody just has a blast. So, I truly hope you'll consider it. And there's my information. There's my email. You can reach out to me if you think of something else. And if you book, welcome. It'll be great. But I do have something to do. So because you joined us tonight and you jumped in and you're considering it, I'm going to draw a name from my little bowl. There's my bowl. There's everybody's names. And somebody's going to win $100 off. So I'm just going to pull until it's somebody from this group. So how's that? Let's see. Nope, she's not on it. There were supposed to be about 12 people, so that's why I'm just scrounging around.
Is there a minimum number of people? Is there like you have to hit like 10 or 12 people before you do the trip?
No, I don't think so. Uh-oh,
Oh, so
Catherine,
it
look.
doesn't, what?
I actually pulled your name when you were talking.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm
Catherine
happy
gets
about that.
$100 off. Marcy will make a note of that. Yay,
Thank
because
you.
I did do it in my bowl.
And Ellesor, I think there is a minimum. I think we need 8. I'll have to double check.
See, I thought I had read that is that if there
Yeah.
it had to be a certain number of
Mhm.
people or more, or it wouldn't be a trip. So that's why I asked.
I think we're at 7 right now.
Well, I sure hope
Okay.
we get to 8.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
So excited.
Isn't that right, Marcy? We're at 7 now.
I'd have to look. And yeah, I can send, do you want me to look right now?
No. We're
Okay.
good.
Okay.
We're
Yeah, I
good.
think we're close.
Okay. Yay. All right. Well, if everybody doesn't have any more questions, I'm going to stop the sharing, but I'll be on here. And then this has been recorded. We'll send it to you so you can review or think about it more or look at what else we're doing and go from there. And so it's 7 o'clock. I'm letting you off the hook.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, everybody good? Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for
Catherine.
Thank
coming.
you so much. It was lovely to meet everybody. I hope we can all see each
Peggy.
other.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.